Soaring Without Limits Enterprises presents the Triple E Podcast, a show dedicated to empowering women to elevate, expand, and explore their mindsets. I am your host, Monique Pearson, best-selling author, mindset coach, international speaker, and travelologist. Are you ready to transform your life? Join us monthly for inspiring stories and actionable tips so that you can soar without limits. Welcome to the Triple E Podcast. I am your host, Monique Pearson, super excited to help you elevate, expand, and explore your mindset. You all are in for a treat this evening. We have a superstar or super guest. I'm so thankful and happy that she is able to join us this evening. And it is none other than Dr. Vikki Johnson. I'm going to go ahead and read her bio and then bring her up before you. So Dr. Vikki Johnson is a transformational speaker. She's a chaplain, a spiritual mentor to many women, including myself, an emotional wellness advocate, a best-selling author, and the founder of Soul Wealth, LLC. Her mission is to guide women to manifest abundance, ease, and flow while creating a life that they truly love. She's a graduate of Howard University in Washington, D.C. She also completed the Women's Entrepreneurship Certificate Program at Cornell University. Her daily podcast, the Soul Wealth Radio Show, is available on all podcast platforms, reaching a global audience. She has almost 40 years in the entertainment industry. She is an Emmy Award and NAACP Image Award winning media professional who worked at BET Networks for over 18 years. She currently serves in the mayor's office of cable television, film, music, and entertainment for the District of Columbia on the film team and other special projects. Additionally, she is the Director, Strategic Partnerships and Community Engagement for the Sunrise Project, a nonprofit organization that supports parents of teens and young adults with mental health issues. Family is everything to Dr. Vikki. Not only did she donate a kidney to her cousin 14 years ago, she is working on her family's legacy. She is currently restoring her grandparents' home in Orlando, Florida, which is a historic landmark because her grandfather is a historic figure. You can reach Dr. Vikki online at www.vikkijohnson.com. So without further ado, I am going to bring Dr. Vikki Johnson to the stage.
Bring me to the stage.
Welcome, Dr. Vikki. We are super excited to have you. So glad to have you here. How are you doing this evening?
I am wonderful. Super excited. Super excited to be here. So
super excited to have
let's
you here.
do
And I know
it.
you have dropped some gems for the ladies, so they are in for a treat, for real. So yes, let's get started. So we heard all about your career in the film industry, but what inspired you to pursue that line of work in that career field?
Well, I wanted to have fun. I wanted to have fun with whatever I did. I always knew that. So I've been in entertainment for over 45 years, believe it or not, and have had different opportunities in different spaces and places because I started building relationships really early. When I first started, I was a teenager working at a local radio station down in South Florida on the promotions team. And I still have a relationship with the person who hired me.
Oh, wow.
All these years later. So that's why I'm in this space, because I had to have fun, had to be doing something that I enjoy. Because as you know, when you're doing something that you love, it doesn't feel like work. And somehow I understood that really early in my life, that I had to enjoy it. I had to be having fun, and I couldn't be bored. So entertainment was that thing. Literally, it was a
Mm,
process of elimination. I didn't want to go into medicine. At one
mm-hmm.
point, because I was an athlete, I thought I wanted to do physical therapy. Changed my mind about that. I thought I wanted to be an architect because in high school, I really enjoyed drafting that class. And I took drafting classes my entire high school career, ninth through 12th grade. I really thought I was going to be an architect.
Mm-hmm.
Decided, no, I don't want to do that. Come from a family of educators, considered going into education and becoming a teacher. Then, no, I don't want to do that. Like, it literally was a process of elimination. And I'm breaking it down that way because I think it is important to explore
Mm,
everything, explore it, and
mm,
then drill down to, can I be okay with that? Is that something I want to do? Not something that other people think I should do, right? Is this
that's
something
good.
that I want to do long term and make a living doing it? So I just explored every curiosity, and that's what I'll share, from that journey, my career. Explore everything, and
What would
you'll
you
know
say?
when you're in the right place.
I'm sorry. I guess when you were speaking, because I hear so is not many are able to find what they love and their passion at such a young age and be able to know this is my spot, this is for me. I hear more on the other end those who are not satisfied or they're not fulfilled with what they're doing. What would you say to someone who falls into that category?
Stop doing what you don't want to do and do more of what you do want to do, and it will lead you to where you want to be. And
Mm,
somebody may say, "Oh, Vikki, that sounds easy. It's easier said than done." However, you can do it. If you're in a space that you don't enjoy, stop doing it. It's like if you turn on a hot stove and you keep putting your finger on the stove, burning yourself. It's like, when it hurts bad enough, you'll stop. When it costs
yeah.
you enough,
Ooh,
you'll stop doing it. And life is short, life is precious. You never know
mm,
from day to day when things are going to happen. Some people are like, well, when I graduate, I'll do it. Or when the kids graduate, I'll do it. Or when me and my
right.
husband get to this space, I'll do it. Or when I lose weight, I'll do it. Or when I save money, I'll do it. And that to me is a fallacy and thinking,
Mm.
because you're never going to be ready if you're waiting
Wow.
to be perfect, or if you're waiting on conditions to be perfect. That's never going to happen.
Mm, right.
You have to find
Well,
some courage and will yourself to turn the ship of your life in the direction of what you love, and
mm,
trust that when you turn the ship of your life in the direction of what you love, that along the way, yeah, there may be ebbs and flows, ups and downs, successes and lessons, but you're in the direction of what you love, right? Which
mm,
is going to give you motivation to do what? Keep going,
mhm.
because I
Yes,
love
that was.
this. I
Well,
love
y'all
this.
heard it here. You
And
are
that's
the.
how I live my life, Monique. Really, that's how I live my life. I'm like, is this working for me? How does this make me feel? Who do I get to be in this scenario? Do I love
Mm,
this? Is this something that I want to do over and over again? And all the time, the answer is not yes. So when I run into something that I don't enjoy, that I no longer want
hmm.
to do, I stop doing it.
How long did it take you to get to that state? Like you're listening to the beat of your own tune and following. Like this doesn't bring me joy. I'm stopping, regardless of what others may say, the societal pressures, or what other things I should do. Did it take you some time to get to that?
Yeah, I think it takes all of us time to come to this place where we wake up. I had a guest on my show yesterday, Courtney Capice. Shout out to you,
Mhm.
Courtney. And she's an integrated health coach. And I asked her a question. And her answer, and the question was, how did you know that what you're doing is what you want to be doing?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, we all come to a point in our lives where we wake up.
Mm-hmm.
We all do.
Mm.
We wake up.
Oh, you can drop the mic on that one right
Yeah,
there.
we wake up and we start asking ourselves questions like, why am I doing this? Is this really what I want to do? What is this costing me? Or how is this
Mm-hmm.
benefiting me? What am I losing? What am I gaining? Like you wake up and you start asking and answering your own questions. And so there have been multiple times, seasons in my
Mm-hmm.
life where I woke up and I started asking and answering my questions. Like, is this working for me? Is it still working for me? Do I love this? Or am I just tolerating this because I can do it and do it well? And so I believe that we all live our lives in seasons and
Mm-hmm.
stages. So there's a certain point in our lives, Monique, where it is all and only about the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much money am I making? It's about that paycheck. Then there's a point where it shifts like from money. Money is important, but you learn how to put
Right.
money in a place. Okay,
Right.
now I want to connect my purpose to my paycheck.
Mm.
Okay. Then there's another shift. I want to connect my purpose to my paycheck and I want to be passionate about it. Right. That's usually around 30s, 40s. And then as you
Mm-hmm.
get older, it's all about peace. I just want peace.
Mm.
I just want
Wow.
peace. I've had the paycheck and I'm still making a paycheck because now I've explored purpose. Now I've been able to connect it to passion. Now at this point where I have passion in check, purpose in check, paycheck, like it monitor understanding that I get to monetize my purpose, I get to monetize my passion, and while I am doing that, I want peace. And I want to do it with people that I enjoy being around and people who enjoy being around me. And there are lessons in every one of those phases. And for me, one of my core values is peace. So, how do you get to that? How did I drill down to that? I'm always exploring my core values. I know that my top three core values truly are order,
Mm-hmm.
integrity, and peace. Order, integrity, peace. If I have order, if I have integrity, and if I have peace, I can have fun because fun is number four. I want to have fun.
Mm.
I want
That's
to have
what you
fun.
are schooling them. Schooling them the four P's: passion, purpose, paycheck, peace. And you
And
can make sure
people.
that you have all of those by understanding what your core values are.
Yeah.
Wow, y'all gonna have
So
to
if it's
run that.
not in alignment with my core values, I'm not going to stay in that space too long.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not
Mm.
able to leave, because legacy is number in my top five, also legacy. So if it's not bringing me fun, if it's
Mm-hmm.
not allowing me to be in integrity, if I don't have peace, right? If I'm not able to leave a legacy, I'm probably not going to do it long.
Wow. So for those who may be struggling how to get to where you would like to go or how to enter into it, Dr. Vikki just gave us all kind of gems. So make sure you run that back and hear that. So
And
Dr.
you can
Vikki,
find a core values list anywhere. Just Google core values list, right? And we do this exercise inside of swim every now and then. Get you a core values list, pick out your top 50. Then get out of that 50, pick your top 20. Out of that 20, pick your top 10. Out of that top 10, drill down to 5. And those 5 are what drive your life, understanding that one of them is most important. And for me, that's peace.
I remember us doing that exercise, and I'm still practicing that and aligning that with everything that I do today to make sure that it's in alignment with that. So, yes, that is powerful. People
Yeah,
make sure
because
you
if you're not in alignment with your core values, you're betraying yourself, Monique. And
Mhm.
how can you expect other people to honor and respect you when you don't honor and respect yourself.
Well,
So the first
mm,
person you have to honor and respect by living in alignment and being congruent with your values is you. You have to look in the mirror, right?
right.
And you know you're not doing that when you're standing in the mirror or just sitting contemplating and you like, why am I doing this?
Mm,
I hate this. Like this feels horrible. I don't enjoy this. I'm not making it, I'm
mm,
suffering. I'm miserable. You're out of alignment.
wow.
And
Message.
you can choose to get back in alignment. It's a
We
choice.
always have a choice. That's pretty much most things in life. We have a choice.
Mhm.
Life doesn't run us. We direct that, and we have the opportunity to redirect, as you just shared.
Yep.
Mm, that's good. Can you share a time with us when you stepped out of your comfort zone and it led to a time of significant growth? What did that look like?
When I stepped out of my comfort zone and it led to a time of significant growth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was 1993, about 1993, 94, somewhere around there, like mid 90s. And I just resigned from my job.
Just out the blue? Oh,
I just
wow.
resigned from my job. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I just resigned from my job. I was able to collect unemployment. And it was during that about 90 to 120-day period where I was not working a conventional, traditional job
Mm-hmm.
that literally one Sunday afternoon, I literally was walking through a door and bumped into a woman who was my internship supervisor. So I had done this internship in 1981, no, 1982,
Uh-huh.
1982, 83, in the 80s, like 86. That's when it was because I graduated from high school in 83, graduated from Howard in 87. So this internship was in 1986. I had not seen her since then. And in 1995, 96, literally bumped into her in the store.
Oh,
And she said,
wow.
"Oh my gosh, what are you doing?" I said, "Nothing, just chilling." She said, "Are you working?" "Mm-mm, I'm just chilling." She said, "Fax me your resume tomorrow." And that is how I got back to BET because I did my internship at BET. She was my supervisor
Mm,
at BET. And she had just left Channel 7 to go back to BET to start the Jazz Channel and needed an assistant.
wow.
And that's how I got the
That,
job. And I was there for 18 years.
that's bold, though, Dr. Vicky. I know for those, I'm even myself,
I'm
I'm
not
like,
telling
oh,
anybody to do that. You asked me
right, I
what was
know, but
a
I'm
time
still,
that I stepped out of my comfort zone and it led to
mm,
significant growth. That's the first thing that came to me. Because sometimes you have
wow.
to make bold moves that don't make sense to other people. I just
Mm,
knew I needed a change where I
mm-hmm.
was because I was just coming out of a bout with postpartum depression. My daughter was a toddler and I needed something different. And when you
Mm,
listen to and trust your gut, it always leads to significant growth. It's scary. Like
yeah.
when people say to me, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know. I was just
That's
led to do it
like
and I
that.
did it."
The
And I
fear of
had
the
to
unknown.
trust. And I had to trust, right? I had to trust and I did. And it led me
Mm,
to an 18-year career at BET because I had to
mm,
trust that although I did not know what was next, I trusted that
mm,
God knew.
mm.
God knew. Those aren't just words for me. I was like, okay, God, I trust you.
That's walking by faith for real, for real. Literally. And speaking of faith, if someone is wanting to deepen their spiritual walk and their spiritual journey, what advice would you give to them?
Speak what they want to see
Mm-hmm.
until they see what they are saying about themselves. Number one. Number two, you have to get around people who can help you grow in your
Mm-hmm.
faith. And now you can grow online.
Yeah.
You can go
Yes,
to
you
church
can.
online. You can go to Bible
Yeah.
study online. You can you
Mm-hmm.
can grow spiritually that way by connecting to a virtual community, because a lot of ministries have virtual congregations and
Mm-hmm.
pastors. And I think the most important thing, Monique, is to read. Read.
Mm.
Because
For
your
themselves.
relationship with God is between you and God. Am I
Mm-hmm.
saying read the Bible only? Nope, I'm not. Read other books, read other things. Get curious, ask God, pray, ask God to show you. Show, what should I read?
Mm.
Find somebody that you admire, that you are learning from at a distance, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
Google them, follow them, look them up, see what they're reading, and read the same books.
Mm.
That's what I did.
Don't need to reinvent the wheel.
That's what I
Yeah, I
did.
didn't even think. But I know for me, growing in my faith, it wasn't until I read the Bible for myself. Someone asked me what was my faith, and I was like a Christian. And he asked me, "Have you ever read the Bible in its entirety?" And I said no. He's like, "How can you follow something you don't know what it says?" And
True that.
that
True.
struck me. So I was like, "Ooh."
True.
So yeah.
I think the Bible should be one of those books. I also believe it should be the Bible, and it should be
Mm-hmm.
other things. Because if you lack wisdom, all you have to do is ask for it.
Right. Wow. So redirecting, and this is a big topic right now, as far as about mental health. So, what practices do you implement and use to maintain or to enhance your mental health?
Oh, I got a list now. I have
Well,
a list.
share it.
I believe in self care. I believe in loving me. So I get massages. I go hiking. I love solitude. I meditate.
Mhm.
I do sound baths. I love to go walking if I'm not hiking. I love swimming. You know, I love chocolate cake. Um, I really take care of me. I
Mm,
really do take care of me. I know how to shut it down. I do not underestimate the power of rest. I get a good 6 to 8 hours minimum of sleep, if not more, every night. Um, Meditation, prayer. And if I need to, and I do at times, I have a few people that I can talk to, a few therapists that I can
mhm.
talk to. If I just want somebody to listen.
Right.
And I love to give hugs and get hugs.
The power of touch.
Yep.
It goes a long way. And even like I love far as implementing, because I've seen a lot of your pictures from your hikes. And that's another thing, isn't it, that you're into as well as photography, correct?
Yes. That's my creative outlook, because when we are in our creativity, that's when we are also activating our divinity. So I encourage everyone to find something that allows you to create, whether it's a coloring book, they have adult coloring books, whether you do things with your hands, you crochet, you knit, you do
Hmm.
hair, you like to do makeup, you like to draw, it could be photography, it might be fashion, it might be music. Just find a creative outlet,
Mm.
because that gives you a welcome distraction from what may be going on in your life. And it just adds
And
color to you. It just makes you happy.
something that just brings you joy. That's why I was like, I think also a lot of us have a lot of hidden talents that we may not have even tapped into because we're not willing to be open to try new things.
Yep.
Um, So that may bring you joy that you may not be aware of. So I would also chime in and add, just be open to try something new. Just say you at least experienced it and go
Absolutely.
from there. So if we had to have you name a book or a podcast that has had the most significant impact on your life, what would you say it is?
A book or a podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that book, I would say this is one of many because I do love to read. The book that has had significant impact on me is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel
Mm,
Ruiz.
I'm familiar.
Love The Four Agreements. He also has another book called The Mastery of Love.
And why would you
Phenomenal book.
recommend the four agreements and why does that stand out so much for you, for those who may not be familiar?
Because when you operate by the Four Agreements, it just gives you so much clarity. It gives you so much clarity. Read the book. Like I can rattle off right now the Four Agreements, but I'm not going to tell you.
Right.
Get the book. I
I'll just,
promise you, it's an easy read. It's an
it
easy
is.
read, and it's a great read, and it makes you
Yeah.
think, and it
Mm.
gets you out of the rat race of life. Another book that really changed me, that was really good, and it's an easy read, is Who Moved My Cheese.
Oh, did I read that one? I think I did. It's been so long
Great
ago. But
book.
yeah, I read that
Great
one too.
book. And so I have another one, another book that really helped me because I was just coming out of financial calamity. I had gone through, bankruptcy, foreclosure, car repossession, like had just pretty much financial devastation. And I started reading books about wealth. And one of the books
Mm.
that really blessed me is The Millionaire Next Door.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's excellent. So then
Okay,
I just
Millionaire
started
Next.
reading books about wealth. So I have hundreds of books on my bookshelf in my library, hundreds, and I've given away hundreds of books. The ones
Well, you
that I
said
kept, the ones that
something.
I kept, I don't want to part with because
Yeah,
I go
I'm a
back and
lover of my
reference them.
I'm a lover of my books as well. I don't know, it's just like a treasure to see that you were able to garner this much knowledge and see them spread out. I want to have that wall to wall library when I have my little queendom built sooner here than later. But
Yeah, I
you
love to
tapped on
read.
something, Dr. Vikki, that I think would be helpful. How are you able, for those who may be in the midst of their own financial devastation and they just can't seem to see their way out of that storm that they're in? What would you say to empower him or her that's currently in that state where you once were?
Well, you have to change your belief about your situation, right? You have to start speaking life to your situation and affirming that things are getting better for me every day.
Mhm.
That's a simple affirmation right there. Things are getting better for me every day. Things are getting better for me every day. And as you do that, ideas will start coming to you. Get this book, read this book, do this class. For me, it was as simple as proving to myself that I could save money. So I got a water jug, and every day at the end of the day, I will put my spare
Mhm.
change in this water jug. God just told me to do it. I'm talking about like the big water, like the water, big water.
Oh, the big ones that you put on the containers. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. So I was able to get one from my job. I didn't steal it, y'all. I asked for it and got permission. Got permission to bring it home. And I started putting my spare change in that water bottle. And my faith and my confidence increased as I saw the coins add up. I still do it to this
Ooh.
day. But as the coins
Oh,
got higher in the water jug, my faith and my confidence increased. Like, I can save money. I can save money. I can save money. And when I bought my first house, the amount of change in that water bottle is what I used to put on the contract to build my house. It was
Really?
it was almost to the dollar what I needed.
Look at God. Ooh.
So you gotta
Wow.
be willing to do stuff that's weird. Like that don't make sense, but I'm gonna do it. That's why I
Mm,
always quote Job 22, agree with God quickly so you can have peace and good will come to you. That's why I quote that scripture all the time. Because
mm,
frequently I'm guided to do something that to most people doesn't make sense. That's when I know I'm on the right track. Like, God, I don't even understand what you're doing, but I know this is going to work in my favor. So I'm going to do what you said do.
mm,
And
mm,
we're going to go
mm.
wherever you lead me. I'm going to follow.
I love that. I'm just seeing that was powerful about the water bottle and how that was to
Mhm,
the exact amount and what trusting God will do. You
mhm.
may not see how it's going to line up, but it always will by you practicing, as you said,
It
being
always
obedient.
does. It always does. Things are getting better for me every day. And another affirmation is things always work out in my favor. Always.
So as we're wrapping up, Dr. Vikki, what parting words would you like to leave with the audience?
Go for it. Whatever your it is, do it now. Go for it. Turn the ship of your life in the direction of the thing or things, because it can be more than one, that light you up and do it now.
Hmm. Just do it, guys. That's all we have
Do
to
it
leave with.
now.
There's nothing else
Tomorrow's
to
not promised. Later today is not promised. Right? Do it now.
do.
Like you ought to be doing something new every day. Try something new every day in the direction of your dreams. So that as
Mm,
I say when I close out my show, you know, you can live full and die empty. Like people
mm.
ought to have
Love
so much to talk about when you transition from this life to the next. They ought to have so much to talk about as it relates to you because you did so much. You poured
it.
out so much. You impacted so much. And that's my goal. So do it now. Whatever that
Y'all heard
is for
it.
you.
Just do it. Here y'all go. Well, it has been a pleasure, Dr. Vikki. Thank you
This
so
is
much for sharing with us
awesome,
who you
Monique.
are with you.
Congratulations.
Yes, lady. We are definitely happy, happy, happy to step out. This is my something new, everyone. This is the first episode, first podcast. So if I can do it being a person who barely wanted to talk, anyone can. So I will definitely tell you to implement and do what Dr. Vikki says. As far as just doing it, you will surprise yourself as to what you're capable of. So until the next episode, I invite you to continue to elevate, expand, and explore your mindset. We'll see you on the next episode of the Triple E.